Hey there, it's Chris from Good Roads, and before we get into this week's build, we've got an order of business to take care of. The winners of the fingerboard giveaway. I used a random comment selector to pick the winners, so let's go. The winner of the red Fat Cat Fish deck is user Delio PS De Silva. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And the winner of the blue bone deck, the press, and the veneers is user Uratowel.
Oh, Uratowel!
So congrats guys, I've reached out to both of you so that we can figure out shipping and we can get them in the mail, and I hope you guys have fun with the boards. Okay, so on to this week's project. One of my goals for this year is to progress as a rider in all the different board sports that I cover here on the channel, and we are still in the height of snowboard season where I live. We've got a ton of snow. So the plan is to build a little front yard session ramp so that I can get practice in spare minutes and even when I can't get to the mountain. And it might be obvious, but I've got to start by moving snow. Lots of snow. I cut myself a path down to where I wanted to build the ramp for easy access, and then got digging. At first, I'm just piling up snow without paying any mind to shape. I just want to get the material for the ramp bulked out. And after a bunch of really good cardio, I've got 3 piles of snow to work with. 3 piles though, that's weird. We'll get back to that later. The first 2 piles are going to be the takeoff and the landing of the ramp, and I'm building them with a bit of a gap between them. I can use this gap as sort of an access pathway, and that will let me shape everything up without having to walk on the snow before it's compacted and set in place. Next I started shaping the lip, working first with a plastic snow shovel, but then switching to one of the most critical and useful ramp building tools, a snowboard. The wide footprint of the snowboard allows me to compact large areas all at once, and the edges let me shave and sculpt the surface of the ramp. Then I started doing the same to the landing, grabbing more snow and packing it in place to bulk out as needed. I'm using the heel of the shovel to hammer down the snow and to start getting it packed really solidly. So the takeoff and the landing are 2 of the 3 piles, but what about that third one? Well, attached to my gap jump, I'm also building myself a little knuckle. This bump will let me practice learning new tricks in a way that's really low risk. Once everything was rough shaped, I did a pass with the rake to level out the snow. And then came back for one final pass of the snowboard for final shaping. And you can see that now all of the features are solid enough for me to move around on. Then I grabbed a can of spray paint to make the edges of the ramp easier to see, and I'm done, right? No! Of course, I've got to build a roll-in or 3 so that I can get some speed. And what about stairs? I need stairs, right? Oh, and a cooler for drinks. What's a session ramp without a... Alright, enough! No, okay. Sorry. The snow around the ramp is all still really deep, and it's going to be hard to get any kind of speed, so I'm using another one of my favorite snow shaping tools to pack it in. A tube sled. A couple laps on this bouncy boy, and I'll have a run that's smooth and fast. And once that's done, there's nothing left to do but test it out. It's running pretty good. My practice knuckle is nice and mellow, and the gap jump is super fun. Once we get a couple cold nights and it gets nice and solid, I should be able to boost this thing. And now I feel totally set up. I can walk out my front door anytime I've got a couple spare minutes and get some practice in. And I've got to say, I really like this setup. I'm really excited, first of all, to be hitting jumps on a snowboard again, but also to start learning some new tricks. I've never really done more than grabs. With a little luck, the weather will cooperate, and I'll have a lot of time with the setup before it melts. So that's going to be it for this week. If you like DIY board sport content, you should go ahead and subscribe, because that's what we do here. We make boards and we make things to ride boards on. If you got comments or questions, leave them down below, and while you're at it, leave me your best ramp building tips, because I'm not really a pro at this, and anything I could do to make it easier would be great. Huge shout out to my supporters over on Patreon. You guys are the best, and you keep the channel running. Your support is much appreciated, and as always, I love having you all along for the ride. So until next time, I'll see you soon.